So friends, let's start with today's lovely pitla recipe. Now here in a mixer jar, I'm going to add 2 green chillies that I've just cut up into 4s and about 6 large cloves of garlic. And I'm going to grind this to a very coarse paste. Now I'm going to transfer this paste to a bowl so it becomes easier to use for the recipe. So now in a pot or a pan, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil, heat it up. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Let the mustard seeds splutter like this. Then we're going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, followed by half a teaspoon of asafotedia or hing, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi powder. Now we're going to add this ground paste and we're going to fry this paste really well till the aroma of the chilies and you get the aroma of the chilies and the garlic and the rawness of the garlic goes away. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of chickpea flour or besan, which is our main ingredient for pitla, and you're going to fry this flour well in this fodni or bagar or this oil mixture. None of the the chickpea flour should not be dry. All of it should be coated like this with the oil. That's why we added 1 tablespoon of oil. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of water and mix everything really well together. Now I like to use a whisk because that way I get a very smooth consistency and there are no lumps in the pitla. Now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water and keep mixing it. Scrape down the sides. And again I'm going to add some water. In total I've added about 2 cups of water because the mixture starts thickening very fast. So you keep adding water. Now you can add as much water or as little water as you like depending on how you like your pitla. If you like it runny, if you like it very thick. I like it semi-thick, so I just keep it to a consistency like this. Now I'm going to add some salt to taste and mix the salt in very well. Keep scraping down the sides. And now I'm going to add 7 to 8 kokums or amsol. This is very important for the pitla. Again, mix everything well. Now I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of coriander. I am going to add 1 more tablespoon later on for garnish, but now I'm just going to add 1 because I like the flavor of this coriander in the pitla. Now we're going to cover and cook this for a whole 10 minutes, but stirring in intervals, and keep it on a very low flame and keep stirring in between, but be very gentle. Try not to break the amsula. So, you can use a soft spatula like this and just keep stirring so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And now I'm just going to turn off the heat and add 1 tablespoon of fresh coriander leaves, and our lovely pitla is all ready to enjoy. Now I like to serve this pitla with some rice bhakris and some thetsa and some lovely onion. Now I'll leave the recipe for the thetsa in the description box below, otherwise this video will become very long, but I will guide you as to how to make rice flour bhakris. So let's see how to make some rice flour bhakris. Cup of rice flour. To that I'm adding a little bit of salt to taste. I'm going to mix the salt and the flour well, and then I'm going to add a little hot water and just mix the flour very, very well. Now you have to add a little water at a time. Mix the flour. So say for 1 cup of rice flour, I used about half a cup of hot water. So just add a little at a time, and then you should be able to knead this into a very smooth and soft dough. Now the kneading process is very important. So you can set a timer and knead this flour for at least 3 to 4 minutes. But once you get when you knead it very well, you'll get a very smooth consistency, and the dough will also come together very well. So keep kneading this for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then you'll get a dough like this, which is very smooth, very elastic, and you can really work with it very, very easily. Now I've divided the dough into 2 parts. I've taken a little bit of rice flour. I've just dusted my surface with it. and I'm just rolling the dough to become a little bit smooth, and then I'm just put it into a little bit of rice flour, and then between the palms of my hands, I'm just flipping it so that I get a little bit of a flat consistency, and then using your fingers like this, just smoothen out the edges, and as you do that, the center also spreads out. So you don't need to really concentrate on the center, but as you go around in this manner with your fingers, the center also smoothens out. And then just smoothen out. And then I like to use a rolling pin and make it nice and smooth. Now I have my tawa or my pan heating up. I'm just going to place it, and I'm going to brush some water on the top of the bhakri. Ideally they do it with your hands, but I like to use this silicone brush. It makes work very easy. And then flip it on the other side and cook it. And after some time you will see that it starts to swell up like this. So take it out so it swells up like this. Once it swells up on one side, that means it's all ready and done. So you just take it out in a plate, and then you're going to drizzle it with some lovely clarified butter or ghee. These bhakris are so soft and so delicious, and they go very well with pitla. So do try out this recipe, and check out the thetsa recipe in the description box as well. So this is a real ideal lunch. All you have to do is make the pitla, the thetsa, the bhakri, cut up some onion, and it's really delicious food.